Good morning. So today is day 7, and I was actually planning to do kind of a personal, so you can get to know me a little bit one. But I woke up this morning and I just had so much going on in my mind, and I feel like I learned so much last night, and I just need, I just need to share some more. So, we've been talking about truths and truth in action, and God has shown me a few different things, like kind of like what to do when or how to handle it when you're going about life and you have, a stressful situation or something that you need to handle, and more so like with emotions and like your own. Um, he's been showing me a lot about how we're responsible and the things that I can do to be responsible. And so, first thing for how to handle something would be just first you have to look and see, like, well, okay, what's going on here? Um, what am I dealing with? What's the issue? And then look and see if there are themes or issues that arise, such as like, patience or being gentle or salvation. Um, I really wish I had better examples, but I don't. So then the next step is to say, okay, well, what does the Bible say about these issues? And so that actually could be fairly in depth, like looking into it and seeing, okay, what does the Bible actually say? And it's good to just put into a search, like, what does the Bible say about? And then ask yourself if you're in alignment or out of alignment with it. And if you're out of alignment, then just find one thing that, like, one little change that you can make today that will get you a little bit closer to that to being in alignment with him. Something that I noticed, I don't know if I talked about it earlier in this week or not, but I had written down about how Jesus is friends with sinners. And the thing that I noticed about that was that if he, that may have been one of the verses that I was thinking of earlier in the week. Anyway, about so how Jesus is friends with sinners, but if he's also loving and accepting and patient with us, then I don't think that he's going to require that we change immediately. Now, sometimes he does heal us and people are able to immediately change. But I also think that when he was living his life here on earth and he was friends with sinners, I kind of would tend to think that they probably were still doing quite a bit of their sins and so forth. Otherwise, the Pharisees wouldn't have said, "Will you eat with sinners?" And he probably would have defended that with, well, maybe he wouldn't have, but maybe somebody else would have, like, well, they're not a sinner anymore. But so I think he's loving and accepting and patient with us. It doesn't mean that we can keep going on sinning. Absolutely not. The Bible clearly is very clear about that. But it does mean that when we simply can't seem to do it, then his grace will cover us. So the other thing that God has been showing me, kind of related, is how we're responsible for ourselves Like, I'm not responsible for how you respond to me, but I'm responsible for what I do, and I'm responsible for how I respond to you. And God was showing me that in terms of parenting, with like, I can respond because, like, obviously I cannot control my children, but I can respond by making a choice that is going to that's going to guide them and get them closer to the target, like to the behavior target that we're looking for. I had another one there. So something that I learned last night also, and this one actually kind of came from my husband. It was a good one, and it was something that he suggested, but so it was actually in terms of our date nights, which we've been having a weekly date night for probably coming up on a year now. And we really, our dates have just gotten in such a rut. Like, we end up talking for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I don't know, like, that's the date. Or, or we watch like a YouTube video or some Netflix. It's just blah. And so last night, we cleaned out a kitchen cabinet, which for our date night, which again, that's basically the caliber of date nights that we've had. Like, one of our dates, we took the microwave out, because it was broken. So we removed the broken one. And anyway, last night we cleaned out a kitchen cabinet that we had found some yucky stuff in. So we cleaned it out, and that was our date night. And he suggested, you know what, how about every night, every date that we don't have like something to do, we just clean it. We just pick an area of the house and clean it. And I realized that that's basically just giving us a choice, so the choice is essentially, okay, do I take the time to plan a nice date, or do we get an area of our house cleaned? I mean, it's a win-win either way, and it's a choice. We have control of it. So that's it. And tomorrow we will be working on alertness, and we'll be getting verses on being alert, and we'll see you then. Bye.